How's it going, YouTube? My name is JVIT and welcome back to another video inside of Destiny 2. And in today's video, we are actually going to be talking about Destiny 2's upcoming subclass, which is known as the STRAND subclass, making its way into Lightfall on February 28th of 2023, which is when Lightfall releases. So without further ado, we're actually going to be talking about on how the STRAND subclasses work. This is just everything we know so far about this new darkness power we're getting in 2023, the STRAND subclass. But first, without further ado, let's get right into it. But first, if you guys would like to go down to the channel and feel free to subscribe to the channel and also like this video. If you enjoyed it and it helped out a lot, feel free to do so. That would mean a lot to us, a lot to me and the community, to the channel. But anyways, without further ado, let's get right into the video, and we're going to talk about on the STRAND subclass. So, what is the STRAND power and how does it work? Well, the STRAND subclass is a manipulated space and time subclass where the darkness power allows the Guardians, us, to reach into a fabric, aka weave dimension, which is kind of like the Matrix. You can kind of consider it as the Matrix, and according to Bungie, they actually refers this as the weave, and the strand appears actually to be rooted from the psychic energy. So this subclass, all in all, is basically telekinetic powers, in other words. And this is actually strand is actually referred as a length, extended length of something. You can either consider it as a wire, a fiber, or a thread. So basically, all in all, what this super is you're basically taking a future power by plucking it and weaving it into our dimension, which is where we're going to be going on Neptune, aka Neomuna. So this is just the threads of consciousness we're actually pulling out from another dimension, which is pretty cool because we've never gotten a subclass like this, which is very interesting to see on how this is going to play out. And also, the strand's existence in the game is actually manipulating the threads that hold together the fabric of time. So it's actually a future subclass, you could say. But we're actually going to talk about on how also what the name of these three subclasses and how they're going to play out in this Lightfall expansion and the future of Destiny 2. So let's start off with the Warlocks. The Warlocks are known as the Architects. Now, the Warlock subclass is actually used by their mind. Their mind summons telekinetic powers, which summons projectiles from their body, which actually, well, in other words, Architects effortlessly manipulate the weave using only their mind from the backline. These telekinetic sorcerers can even twist strand into sentient creatures to do their bidding. So meaning sentient creatures referring to the projectiles that come out of the Warlock's body when you use the super, of course. Next up, we got the Hunter, which is known as the Threadrunner. The Threadrunner is actually the master of movement and speed, which when you use the super, you're going to move insanely fast as well. Will help with mobility as well, and grace. So the city is a Threadrunner's playground, meaning Neomuna is actually basically a playground to use the subclass at because there's so much going on. You can use it, and they grasp the threads and weave new ones to dart through the air, finding the fastest way between 2 points. So all in all, the Hunters is the fastest is a pretty fast subclass. And then you got the Titans, which is Tyrants. Untamed and Wild, you can consider this kind of like a bear or a lion. When you get too close to it, they're of course wild. But not just that, but Tyrants tear at strand to manifest claws, these crab-like claws that these Titans will get once the super is equipped, used, of course. And they use to sever their targets from the weave, leaping into harm's way with Wild abandoned. The line no one crosses is drawn by a Tyrant. So all in all, you can think of this as a bear or a lion. If you get too close to it, it'll start attacking, or it'll start attacking no matter what because you're in its territory. So Tyrants are kind of like bears or lions. That's just what I'm comparing it to. It's almost like that. But the strand abilities are actually, like I said, so you got the Warlocks will actually turn the Architects who can tap the telekinetic abilities and allow them to form and shoot projectiles, aka missiles. Titans will wield these giant crab-like claws to actually slice into their foes. So that's going to be very interesting to see. It's going to be kind of like some, I don't know, just like punching crab-like claw. It's hard to explain, but They'll use their unique powers to slice into foes with their giant claws, and hunters use a rope dart to swing across and use their weapon against the Shadow Legion, which is our newest enemy race we'll be seeing inside of Destiny 2 Lightfall, which is the Shadow Cabal, which is the new, like I said, the new Legion from Emperor Callus and his and the Witness. Another way to consider Strand is, like I said, it's just a future dimension subclass. I mentioned this earlier, a future dimension subclass with the grappling hook ability. Now, the grappling hook ability is going to be the same exact thing for the class ability. So, like your grenade ability energy has a cooldown, and your melee and your class ability energy. I wouldn't be too surprised if they did this with the Strand grappling hook, which they are. They're gonna for sure do that with the Strand grappling hook. But this is just what we know so far about the Strand. And all in all, that's pretty much on what we know about these strands so far. But the question is, how is it going to play out compared to PvP and PvE endgame content? Well, PvP, I could see more of the problem coming from PvP more than PvE. PvP, mainly because of how Stasis, the similar concept from Stasis, when Stasis was released back in November of 2020 and was announced in the June 2020 showcase back in June before Season of Arrivals have launched, and this is when they announced the Beyond Light, Lightfall, and Witch Queen expansion. And then a year later, which we were supposed to get another subclass following that, but we never did, which is the Witch Queen. They announced the Witch Queen expansion. They said that they're going to add one more expansion right after Lightfall, which is the Final Shape. So is it possible that we'll be seeing another subclass in Final Shape as well? We don't know yet, but so far, this is all we know so far about the Strand subclass. Pretty interesting to look forward to. Now, PvE wise, I can see this mainly being a problem due to the OOBS out of bounds areas, because if you're using the grappling hook, you can get to so many like broken parts of the get to so many out of bound areas that let's say if Bungie already made, let's say if Lightfall came out and you already have the Strand subclass, there is probably a lot of areas you can go to that Bungie hasn't patched yet. Like, for example, Bungie still hasn't patched, that little area in the Vow, the Disciple raid right before Exhibition. If you go on top of on the jumping puzzle, at the end of the jumping puzzle, there's, a little a little hole on the top of the pyramid ship you can go into, and it'll actually kind of like a hide and seek area we can hide from if you're doing a hide and seek kind of thing. But yeah, this is going to be very interesting to see, and knowing Bungie, they're probably going to nerf the crap out of this in this super. But that's all we know so far about the Strand subclass. I'm sure we'll know more early on before Lightfall does come out. We may be getting some more trailers eventually. Probably not this month, but definitely next month for sure. Anyways, I do hope you guys find this video helpful. If there's anything I missed, remember, like I said, the Warlock is the Architects. They can use their telekinetic powers from their mind to manipulate, weave, and shoot out projectiles. The Titans is actually the Tyrant. They can use these giant claws to attack foes with them, to strike at them, kind of like a lion or a bear. They can actually spin around and attack. And then you got the Hunters, the Thread Runners, which is a rope dart, which is going to be very interesting on how this is going to play out in Destiny 2 Lightfall. Anyways, I do hope you guys find this video helpful. If I did miss anything, please comment down below and let me know. But anyways, that's going to be pretty much it for the end of the video. My name's JVIT, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everyone. Bye.